And hello once again, War Gamers. This is Warlord, and today we're going to do a bat rep 1500 points of Rohan versus Isengard. So, really quick, the setup. We have Rohan on the left, Isengard on the right. Rohan being led by Aemir, Isengard being led by Lurtz. Minimal terrain, supposed to represent Rohan. So we have a building in the center, a few woods and a few hills, and a couple impassable terrain pieces, and that's pretty much it. So here's Lurtz, and we have the Isengard army of an Uruk-hai Phalanx, Uruk-hai Warband, Uruk-hai Archers, Rashku's Talons, Berserker, Warg Riders, Sharkus Hunters, and Ugluk's Raiders. Over on the Rohan side, the commander is Aemir, as I said, with Oathsworn Militia, Grimbold's Helmlingus, Oathsworn Bowmen, two formations of Oathsworn Bowmen, the Rohan Knights dismounted, Rohan Knights mounted, Erkenbrand's Riders, Elfhelm's Riders, and one company of Outriders dismounted. As you can see here. So we generally want to introduce some players to the game mechanics. We introduce cavalry as well as infantry, and we want to introduce epic heroes in this. This is generally in the run-up to the Rohan campaign, which is going to be kicking off here. Looks like November. We got another game scheduled soon, and we're going to introduce magic as well as some monsters. We're going to have an Isengard troll, as well as we're going to have a as an end just to see how monsters work in the game. But here's a look at some of the forces we have here. This is Grimhild's Helmlingus, and coming up we're going to look at our Uruk-hai Phalanx here with a captain as well as a banner bearer. We also have a Uruk-hai Warband. Lurtz is actually going to be in the Uruk-hai Warband for this game. At least to start off with, and then he stayed in it most of the time with our Isengard player. So two players controlling Rohan, including myself and another player. Two players controlling Isengard. And so the initial setup that I showed you earlier, Rohan players were pretty happy with the way I set it up. Isengard wanted to shift a little bit here. As you can see, they wanted to push a little bit more to the left side, and they thought that that's where their attack would come from. So they really wanted to push with their Warg Riders as well as with their Uruk-hai. This is pretty much an Uruk-hai heavy Isengard army. The only orcs we had were in the Warg Riders. So here's turn one. Rohan moved up a little bit. You can see we have the Oathsworn Militia in the woods, as well as the Uruk-hai Raiders. That's actually Ugluk's Raiders. They moved into the woods there as well. And the shooting phase began. See, we had a couple losses to shooting as well as that dismounted Outrider company. They went to the woods. They went to that building there in order to get some cover, because they would lose pretty easily if they lost 4 casualties. So that was a good idea for them. So what Lurtz did here, he declared a heroic duel with the Oathsworn Militia captain. Took him out pretty easily. As you can see, we had a few more casualties here in the first turn based on some of the results of the heroic duel. We had to roll a few times. And here's what the table looked like at the end of turn one. We had a couple casualties on the right-hand flank. As well as in the woods there, the Oathsworn Bowmen lost some casualties as well, but they decided to stay inside the cover of the woods. So the Rohan Royal Guard moved up, but Ugluk's Raiders came in to block them. So Ugluk came into contact with the Rohan Royal Guard, and they went again and fought a fight, as well as our Grimbold's Helmlingus came into contact with the Uruk-hai Phalanx here. And so on the left side, we decided to move the Oathsworn Bowmen to get some shots in against Ugluk's Raiders, and to move Erkenbrand's Riders over to the left flank to try and sweep over the left flank side. So here again, as you can see, Lurtz is getting into contact with the Oathsworn Militia. Two companies of the Rohan militia were taken out, and Éomer decided to move up, with his Royal Knights there to see where he could affect the battle. The Uruk-hai Berserkers there hitting the flank on the Erkenbrand's, or I'm sorry, on Grimbold's Helmlingus, and on this side you saw that we had Erkenbrand. He got taken out in a heroic duel with Ugluk. Ugluk is actually disordered. That's what that red marker is there. And after a couple of fights, Éomer lost a company of his Royal Knights, and he had to decide to pull back a little bit because he saw these Uruk-hai Berserkers coming after him. And you saw these 2 markers here. He used already 2 points of might in heroic duels. So after a fight with the Uruk-hai Berserkers, it came out that no one was the real clear winner here. So Éomer decided to pull back. You see Grimbold's Helmlingus in the back there. He's only reduced down to 1 company. So it really came down to the Rohan Royal Guard as well as the remnants of the Oathsworn Militia here with Éomer. So Éomer was going to have to lead the rest of the troops into combat and pull back the the mounted Royal Guard there, as well as hope for some reinforcements from the left flank as well. So the Royal Guard came up to fight the Uruk-hai Phalanx. There's only 1 company left, as well as the Uruk-hai Warband next to the Uruk-hai Phalanx there. And after a fight, you can see what the battlefield here looks like. Ugluk's Raiders is still in contact with the remnants of Erkenbrand's Riders. And the Bowmen, what we decided to do, they thought that they would be better used in the center of the battle, so they decided to move in that column and try and get some shots off because we thought that Erkenbrand's Rider would be able to take out the remnants of Ugluk's Raiders. Here on the other flank, you can see Vrashku's Talons. This is Sharku. He got taken out in a heroic combat with Grimbold. And so you can see we have Éomer here. He needs to take out the remnants of that warg formation, as well as Ugluk's Raiders. They went into the woods, look for some protection. So we decided to do Erkenbrand's Riders decided to come across the field and take out the remnants of these Uruk-hai warbands and the phalanx there that was in the center. And as you can see, this is pretty much the situation. This is about turn 6 in the game. We went to about 8 turns. Now, we had Ugluk's Raiders in the woods. He was down to 1 company, but we found out that he was able to exit there and attack the Rohan Royal Guard. And you can see here, this is the remnants of Erkenbrand's Riders coming across the field. They were able to move close enough to get into contact with the remnants of the Uruk-hai warbands that were in the center. As you can see, that army banner, that's actually Gamling. That was just used as a proxy. But here's Ugluk and his remaining company. He decided to exit his terrain piece. Now you can see the Royal Guard, they're not touching the terrain piece. So what Ugluk was actually able to do, he was able to exit the woods and then charge. And he was able to charge the Royal Guard in the flank, and you can see that they're disordered here. They were able to recover into good order. But that was one of the things we found with the rules, is that it says that you don't have to worry about the facing when you exit a terrain piece. So he essentially was able to exit the terrain piece and then charge into the flank of the Royal Guard. And then here you can see the remnants of Erkenbrand's Riders. They're going against the remnants of this Uruk-hai warband. Red marker is disordered. He was able to recover his disorder as well. But the final turn of the game came down to Éomer. Éomer and the remnants of that Oathsworn militia. They actually did a charge on the remnants of Sharku's raiders there, and you can see the red marker. They're disordered. The 3 white markers means that Éomer used his 3 points of might. So it was a Rohan victory, and this was based on points. So see you next time. Happy wargaming.